So when you're talking, you're not talking to me. Talk to the camera. Talk to the camera. And I don't have my fancy mic. So,
gotta talk loud!
You have to talk loud. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? My amazing mom, Jeannie, is in Nashville!
Yay!
Jeannie's the best. I took to Instagram and asked you to ask Jeannie and me questions, because this is your formal introduction to the YouTube sphere.
Yay.
What do you have to say?
Hello.
Jeannie has a lot of internet friends from the Twitter.
I love Real Turban Boy.
Real Turban Boy.
Craig.
Craig.
What's your friend? Craig from New York? Adams?
Craig Adams.
Alex Avery from the UK. He's my friend.
Avery. I don't think. Okay, here's Alex Avery.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite moment as a mother and daughter that you've ever had?
Oh
also, both come to the UK.
Oh, we would like to.
Favorite moment? There's so many,
I know.
really. All moments with this lovely lady.
We just have fun everywhere we go, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, what would be our favorite moment?
Oh yeah. We make, just trips to Target.
Yeah.
We both hate shopping.
Yes.
So every time we shop, I swear, we shop for 30 minutes and then become so delirious.
Yes. But it is funny, someone noticed that we have the same earrings because we both hate to shop. Whenever one of us finds something we like, we just buy it for the other person.
Yes.
We have the same earrings, we have the same shoes, we buy the same pants.
Truth.
So she dresses like a 50-year-old.
Or you dress like a hip and happening 20-year-old. Alright, so favorite moment, all the moments with this lovely lady. Nathan M. Duck asked, any tips on being a parent? Hoo-hoo. And by the way, she's the greatest parent ever.
Aww.
You and Dad, greatest parents ever. They raised amazing 2 kids.
Sometimes I'm amazed at the way people talk to their children, like so mean, and people yell and scream and are just, you know, not very nice to their kids, and that's not nice. So my parenting philosophy has always tried to be, treat your kids the way you want to be treated. You know, do I want people to scream at me? No. Do I want people to support me? Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you've been very good at just like, you're always there for your kiddos and supporting, but also respecting, like, every kid needs their space to develop as a human being and stuff.
So.
And it's finding that middle ground. If you were stuck on an island, what food would you eat? From the same person, Nathan.
What food would I...
Quick.
I mean, could it be anything or only things that you would find on the island?
Anything!
Well, chocolate, of course.
Chocolate, yeah. Costa Vida would be mine. I miss Costa Vida. Elias Ritter asked, for Mom, was Sarah a rebellious, angsty teen?
No. Amazingly, she was not. Sarah never went through that terrible phase as a teenager where you just want to kick him out of the house. No. Sarah's always been a great kid. We've always had a good relationship. And fun. We've just always had fun together, don't you think?
Lots of fun.
do you remember a time where you just hated me?
No.
Yeah?
No. I mean, we stayed in our lanes when we needed to stay in our lanes, and then we hung out all the time when we wanted to hang out. And
I mean, I definitely got mad at her at times.
Mainly around me not cleaning my room.
Yes, and waiting till the night before to do her homework, like to write a paper. Mom!
Okay, guys,
she would at 10 o'clock bring me down this book and say, oh, I got a paper due tomorrow. What's the book about? I don't know. So we'd both be up there reading the book and writing the paper.
To be fair, one of my biggest insecurities when I was in high school was writing. You had to do so much writing, but I was so terrible at writing. I just could not get my ish together. And there were so many things that you had to write for.
Yes.
And so when I was a sophomore in high school, I remember I had this insane AP English class where the essays were so intense. There were so many. And she would literally stay up till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. with me, helping me write my essays.
Terrible.
But having you there and seeing her and like her showing me how to like structure a paragraph and all that, like you sitting me down and helping me for literally a year. It took a lot of time, but it helped because I think I'm a decent writer now.
You're pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good. Half of the questions are, how would you react to Sarah dropping out? I dropped out of college this past semester, so December of 2015. And yeah, how did you?
You know, it would have been different if it was something out of the blue, like she just called me up one day and said, you know, I'm leaving school, I can't take it. But we knew, I mean, just from conversations, that school really wasn't where she should be, and she was pursuing her passion while in school, and that was taking time away from school. So, you know, she was flying to LA to go to the Adobe Max conference and missing a week of school, and she was pursuing this, and so school was definitely on the back burner. And so, you know, it wasn't a surprise when...
And it was like always a conversation that we would have. I think having that open, just being open with your parents or whoever your guardians are,
Tell them
and
your
like
dreams
having, like talk to them about your dreams and your hopes and aspirations, dream with them, but also line that up with the work. What are you doing to pursue that? And so if you come at a fork in the road where you're like, okay, this responsible thing according to culture, school that I'm doing is kind of butting heads with what I'm doing, pursuing my passions, and if it lines up to where like, hey, this is actually a viable option now, that's when you make the decision. It's not like, hey, I decided to drop out of school because I just don't want to go to school. It wasn't that. It's I was hustling on the side, and
she's always been a hard worker. She's never been one to, I mean, she wasn't dropping out of school to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos, so it was all good.
True.
You know, I knew she would work. I knew that there was something productive that was going to come.
You have to be true to yourself, what's right for you in your situation. And honestly, just like financially, it was not smart.
No.
And I got to a point where like, I am an adult now, and it's like, y'all aren't in the position to support me. And so I had to make a decision, do I want to put that college debt on my back when there's actual opportunities out there that I could be pursuing to actually do what I want?
And 100 years ago, when I went to college,
when the dinosaurs roamed,
and we had hands-on science lab for paleontology. It was much cheaper. Like when I started college, it was $4 a semester hour.
Are you joking?
No. I mean, your tuition was less than $100. I mean, you had to pay like room and board, but you went to school. It was no big deal, and that's why everyone my age has a college degree. So many people do, because it was very affordable. And it was just what you did. But nowadays, school is so expensive that you have to really know what you want to do, and you have to really be ready for it.
A lot of other questions that actually came from multiple people, like Picture the World Julie asked, like, what did you think when Sara chose like creative things as her job as opposed to traditional? And I think today it's like that line is becoming so blurry because the world is becoming so open to just like good design, and interneting is a job now. Now these big companies aren't going to these big ad agencies, they might go to an individual content creator. There's just, or if you want to go work for an agency, you just show them what you have, like your work, and they'll hire you if you're a graphic designer or filmmaker.
Well, and the other big picture thing is, as a mom, as a parent, I think it's important to, instead of you trying to cram your child into the mold you think they should be, I think as a parent you really need to be in tune to your children's passions and strengths. And so I was always, you know, I tried to, I don't know if I always did, but I always tried to kind of look to see what Sara was passionate about and help her push her that way. Like as a child, she was very athletic. And so we, you know, we really kind of pushed her that way. She played boys baseball in elementary school because she didn't think the girls were good enough. So I mean, she played boys baseball through 5th grade. And we were the one who, you know, she played girls softball one season and she said, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. The girls aren't good enough. And so we said, well, do you want to play with the boys? And she said, sure. So she tried out and played with the boys through 5th grade. And then from baseball, softball, she went to basketball. And then and so then, and then in high school, kind of that switch flipped and she was no longer athletic. It started moving into music and so the creativity kind of blossomed and grew. And so,
and even then, when I wanted to quit basketball, that was a huge deal. Because that was my life, and there was a lot of pressure behind that.
And we put a lot of money and time
into like camps and stuff. And so, I mean, I think the long story short is, if you're probably not, the majority of my crowd isn't parents, but
Yeah.
if you are a parent, I guess the whole point is
Tell your
just
parents
supporting,
what you
yeah, supporting your kid throughout whatever they're doing, because they're not going to stick to that one thing throughout. Like, you know, pushing your kid into basketball and thinking, like, he might become a professional basketball player, but you can't, like, say, okay, in kindergarten you're going to be a professional basketball player and just shove that on them throughout.
Yeah,
college. I mean, just supporting them and
just
and being open to
for the kids. I mean, communicate that to your parents.
Yeah.
You know, just keep them in your life and communicate to them what you like and what you don't like, and hey, you know, I thought I liked this, but now, you know, can I try this? Just be open with your parents and talk to them about it. There was one in here, I remember, what's the worst thing you ever did? Remember when you were little and you stole that toy
from the... yeah. Guys, I stole when I was
a problem.
I was a fart when... I admit that I was slightly annoying, I think, up until after freshman year of high school. Because I feel the need to make people laugh. Yeah. And so I wouldn't call myself a class clown, but I got annoying. But she has
a younger brother, and I think he took a lot of attention. I think sometimes she really did things trying to get attention. And one day we came home from playing at a neighbor's house, and she had stolen a toy from the neighbor. And so I found it, and I'm like, Sarah, you need to take this back down and tell them you're sorry. And you were, what, maybe 5 or 6? Yeah. Tell them you're sorry. And, you know, so she left, and I called the neighbor, and I said, hey, Sarah's on her way down there. She stole Rachel's toy, and she's bringing it back. Well, about 5 minutes later, the neighbor called me and said, Sarah never came. Sarah never brought the toy back. And so here comes Sarah through the door. I'm like, Sarah, where have you been? Oh, I took the toy back. Oh, really? Did you? Uh-huh. Well, come to find out, she'd thrown it in the trash instead of taking it back. So, anyway.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness I grew out of my rebellious days. But that was like the worst thing. Here's a good question from Vic Forever to Mom. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Oh, put down the beer.
Why was that so quick? Medial Hassani?
He's our friend too.
Oh, yeah. Our internet friend. What would you desire that Sarah work if there weren't YouTube? Like, if there weren't YouTube? I mean, I feel like you can storytell. There's always a way to storytell.
Yeah. I mean, if you weren't YouTubing, or like you couldn't do what you're doing.
If I couldn't do anything creative, what would I be?
A shepherd.
What?
Should be herding sheep. I don't know.
This is getting out of control. ArcX asks, is anyone from the family creative? Because I don't think, obviously, creative in it, like traditionally, like filmmaking or graphic design.
Well,
but
wait a minute. You're like, I mean, her grandfather, my husband's father, is a great photographer. Yeah. And I mean, he's a doctor by trade, but he was really a very good photographer.
He was a hipster before hipsters were cool.
Yeah. So he's very creative, and you know, I think we're all creative in our own ways.
And if you look at old footage, which I might be showing some of you guys soon, like Dad always was blasting music at the house. Yeah. And I think that's where
I got, Dad used to paint when he was younger. Actually, it's
really?
Yeah, he had some pretty cool paintings.
So yeah, I think that's probably definitely where I got like my music bone from.
I think most people do start out creative, but I think your creativity just gets squashed.
Yes. A lot. Quote time. Creativity is not something you learn. Creativity is something you unlearn.
Yeah, right. Most people possess it. Yeah. And just life just
sucks it right out of them, which is so sad.
Because you gotta go to work, you gotta make money.
Yeah, you gotta fit into the mold.
Yeah. So, you know, one thing I think was, just growing up, telling about our favorite times, back to that again, we just always had fun. We were always singing and dancing. We always had music playing. Yeah. I mean, it was just fun. Just have fun, people, right?
Life is fun when you have fun.
Yeah.
Sara Dietschy, 2016. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jeannie.
Thank you, Sara. I love you.
Jeannie's the best. Thank you for doing a Q&A, and hopefully you'll see more of Jeannie maybe sometime. You're only in Nashville for a few days, but she'll come visit me in New York
Yes, I will, definitely.
So yes. Thanks for watching this video, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh. You need to follow Jeannie on Twitter.
Oh, I'm
Jeannie Dietschy on Twitter. Follow her.
Because she's the most exciting thing of your day, trust me.
She's the best, and you can chat with her all you want. She's the coolest human ever.
Come on,
anyways, go team.
Bye, guys.